Hi guys, so my name is Ziril Starrz and welcome to the Diamond Affinity session of the Erotic Zero and Ryu Elite Netball package with CQ Spartans men's and mixed netball with Angels Netball Club. The Elite Netball package is the application of the Erotic Zero and Ryu conditioning standards A, AA, AAA, S, SS, and SS for Commonwealth Games and Olympic Games standards. And so once again, you can see in the background it's the awesome Wings of Time trophy. So this is Erotic Zero. So Central Queensland Spartans was established in 2011 by Rockhampton locals in Rockhampton, and the program was initiated and supported by Angels Netball and President Simone and Kathy Hitchcock. The development of the Central Queensland Spartans men's and mixed netball program started due to the increase of men's interest in elite netball competition. Diamond Affinity is supporting the interests of local economy and netball community by providing a methodology for feasibility means of approach to the development of peak performance for athletes. So the Erotic Zero and Ryu Elite Netball Conditioning Package for athletes is a resource kit. It can be used as a tool. It has been developed and was written by me, Ziril Starrz, and my business, Diamond Affinity, with acknowledgements to Ashton Kutcher and the Office of Parisia. So the package has been quality tested and the quality assurance is Diamond Affinity. So the Elite Netball package is the application of conditioning standards A, AA, AAA, S, SS, and SS. So Super League, State League, Nationals, Internationals, Commonwealth Games, and Olympic Games. Those acknowledgements are for the quality testing, for the quality assurance, for how it has been rolled out into those other diamonds. Yeah, so in founding the Central Queensland Spartans, obviously there were some challenges. So some of the challenges in the foundations of men's netball program locally included facing limited access to resources, such as a clubhouse facility, vehicle office qualified staff, limitations on accessibility to elite competition pathways in metropolitan areas, affordability for costs on everyday living, to future planning for families to afford to travel to competitions, including those staffing costs. And in 2011, there was also lack of male participation. So even with the Netball Angels Club and Rockhampton Netball Association, in 2011, the local male athletes submitted applications to RNA for male competitions against the women's and were declined, but were supported to put together male teams to play against males. And Simone Hitchcock, president of RNA and ANC, supported men's and mixed netballers by putting together men's and mixed netball competitions in which she's seen the participation grow year in and year out. And local athletes such as Mark Grant, Shannon Rawadi, Trent Hall, Simon Salt, Daniel Phelan, further formed more interest in the sport from their competitiveness, with Mark Grant obviously captaining the males. And this led to matches against the Capricornia side, known as Capricorn Claws, with the Central Queensland Spartans. So the Capricorn Claws former captain, Carmen Anderson, had teamed the talents of our beautiful Kiana Hopkins and Justina James, along with Justina, just to name a few. And in 2025, more interest started to build momentum with athletes from around the globe to popular the sport in terms of intensify, with investments to offset challenges. Yeah, so success story. So one of Rockhampton's top performing male netballers, Mark Grant, was selected to play to represent Australia and compete in the Netball World Championships. He also had a podium placement of bronze medal, setting a benchmark standard for local athletes. So Mark Grant also used to attend the Cathedral College. So he ended up getting a classification on the, and referring to the Erotic 0 and value conditioning standards of classification of S. Shannon Rawati, Josh Whitcomb, Kyle Moffat, and Trent Hall are also Queensland Suns former national elite competitors, Rockhampton based, who also have competed in the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Association Men's and Mixed Netball Championships, their classification of Triple A. So club current conditioning standard. So with Central Queensland Spartans, the current classification is A. The evaluation of A is there's just a few more things to get up to date as it's in the current state of transition, with registrations and memberships to acquire and obtain from nationals. So that also includes Amina with the new name change and that new transition, the Caribbean Tournament Premiership for 2026, registrations with the Office of Parisia, International Netball Federation, for who that new owner is, along with the Commonwealth Games and the Olympic Netball Reptilian Tournament. History making and map making. Along with history, and speaking of history and records, we have our locals within the CQ Spartans who made and left a legacy for those records. So Mark Grant with a bronze medal from the World Netball Championships within the Open Men's Division, and Caleb Meredith as well. Although he was a Rockhampton born and bred athlete, he also has obtained 2 gold medals back to back. Alright, so we're looking at the elite competition, which is what everybody is excited about, yeah? So we're just going to have a look at what the competition pathways are within this elite package. So the elite competition, so local league, as we just seen from the map design, elite competition pathway, local league. So for example, within the Central Queensland Spartan space, it is Central Queensland Spartan Angels Netball Club, where you have to register with the club and register. Super League is Central Queensland Spartans registrations, 8 franchises within districts. State League is Central Queensland Spartans registrations, which is open men's, reserves, under 19s, under 23s with nationals with amateur, CQ Spartans registrations, open men's, reserves, under 17s, under 19s, under 23s, men's and mixed. Nationals, Central Queensland Spartan registrations, open men's, which means open men's division only, the Australian Men's Premiership. So, with the Central Queensland team selections, how do you make the team? Well, there's got the local league, where Rockhampton holds seasonal competitions. After the seasonal competitions, usually selections are held with trials. So 17s and under, men's and mixed divisions. 19 and under, men's and mixed divisions. 23 and under, men's and mixed divisions. Along with reserves, men's and mixed, open men's and open mixed. Teams are appointed with a team coach and a manager, a medic, and usually a bench umpire. Usually, the first representative side is the Rockhampton Sphinx. So early school skills-based development. So if you're in school and you want to be a part of the vibe, well, you can start obviously by joining a club to develop skills early, whether it is your French Full or TCC or Colts or Brothers, for example, or even the grammar, or you can participate in the all-school Rockhampton competition. It's a one-day carnival for high school boys. Exciting. So say Central Queensland Spartans team selection for elite competition. Okie dokie. So it's more like, well, things are starting to get fiery. I'm ready to take my game up that next up. Well, that's what Super League competition is about. And that's the districts competition. 2 rounds each town. Sometimes you gotta see what the availability courts are. So the courts and towns can change at times, but it's across 8 locations from February 2026 to July 2026. And selections for those sides of the competition are usually held by trials. And the categories are 17 and under, men's and mixed. 19 and under, men's and mixed. 23 and under, men's and mixed. Reserves, men's and mixed. Open men's and open mixed. So teams are appointed with a coach and a manager, medic and badged on. And selection panels are appointed prior to event start. The representative side is Central Queensland Spartans. So we're ready for the State League. So once again, Central Queensland Spartans team selection for elite competition. Yeah, so usually there is a period for the State League competition with amateur. And that timeline is August 2026 to October 2026, in which usually it's 19s and 23s and unders, and reserves usually play within that team. And within that, that's when selections are usually held and held by trials, sometimes merit. to make that side and compete in the state league competition. So teams are usually appointed with a coach and a manager, medic and badged umpire. And selection panels are appointed prior to event start. The representative side is Central Spartans. And Nationals. Everybody's been going a bit spastic about the Nationals. Yes, well, why not? So the Central Queensland Spartans team selection for Elite Competition Nationals. Yes, the timeline is August 2026 to November 2026. Open men's only, and that's the Premiership. And it's getting intense. So once again, the representative side is the Central Queensland Spartans, and selections are outside selections that are held by trials for the Open Men's Division, and teams are appointed with a coach and a manager, a medic, and a badged umpire. And once again, a selection panel is appointed prior to event start. So once again, congratulations and on that awesome premiership. Some of the teams introducing to this awesome 15-week season of men's intense netball championships, which is the Australian Men's Netball National Championships, includes the South New South Wales Royals, the Queensland Suns, the New South Wales Swifts, the Northern Territory Wizards, ACT Griffins, the Victoria Vixens, Queensland Lightning, Tasmanian Titans, West Coast Thunder, First Nations, South Australia Southern Dragons, and of course, Central Queensland Spartans. So once again, my name is Ziril Starrz, and thanks for hanging in with me this far. So once again, the Caribbean Premiership, the Australian National Men's Netball Championships, Open Men's. Yes, it is interstate competition. The classification is AAA. $5 million prize money with trophy. An Erotic Ziril Premiership trophy. And you're looking at 2 games per week for over the 15-week season. Sunday evenings and Friday evenings. So once again, the Erotic Ziril and Ryu Conditioning Standards, the Elite Netball Package, Erotic Ziril and Ryu Conditioning Standard has been applied to the Central Queensland Spartans, and the Peak Performance Development Standards can condition athletes to Commonwealth Games and Olympic Games standards. And once again, thank you, acknowledgements, Diamond Affinity, Office of Parisia, Ashton Kuchar, and a lot of the partners here, Ryu, Amina, RNA, Angels, so Rihanna, Premiership, George's on William Street, Matrix Franchise, Office of Zind, Office of Khan, Olympic Reptilian Netball, Office of Hollywood, Commonwealth Games Australia, and Olympic Games org. Thank you.